Justice Not Just Legal Part 5 in audio. Kyle makes it into Alan and he starts to set Alan's arm and leg. What the devil is that smell? Did you fall into a sewer, kid? No, that is the deer dung that I rubbed all over me and my clothes. Why the hell did you do that? To make those hounds feel like fools. I would like to see those officers' faces when they realize I turned into a deer. They will go mad. Those dogs will think I turned into a deer. Kyle, you are one sharp kid. I have never heard of such a prank. I think it will work, but there is one thing you will do when you get to my place. You will shed those clothes and take a good shower. Kyle is shocked. Alan speaks nothing of the dogs and the officers. Kyle gets Alan's leg and arm set and he gets him onto a sled-like contraption, a litter. It is as the Indians used. He makes it with two 10-foot pine trees and a lot of branches. He cut off the pant legs of his jeans. He uses Alan's pant legs also. He cut them into strips. He uses them for Alan's splints and ties the contraption together with the strips. It takes both of their shirts as well, to splint up Alan's arm and leg. The shirts were cut into strips. Alan's shirt looked quite expensive, but he did not protest when Kyle puts the knife to it. Alan is a slim man. He is not fragile. He is well built. He has very dark brown hair, and a nicely trimmed beard. All of his hair has a trace of silver. Downhill it is quite an easy pull, but it is difficult when it levels out on the flat. Of course it has been too long since Kyle had a decent meal. He stops to rest about 200 feet from the barn. Alan is resting well. He starts again on that rattler thing. I don't understand you, kid. What makes you so soft-hearted? How can you feel sorry for a damned rattlesnake? I don't feel sorry for it. I just don't see killing something for no reason. If I was hungry and needed it for food, then that would be different. You would eat a damned rattlesnake? I would if it was all there were to eat. I would rather eat grass or even ants. Cattail roots are good. There are a few other plants that are good too. It doesn't come to mind right now their names. I would favor all of them to rattlesnake. Grass and ants, cattail roots, you are joking. It is not as bad as it sounds. If you are hungry and nothing else to eat, you don't think so much how it tastes. You just know you need nourishment. You are quite the lad. Where do you live, if I might ask? I am sort of without a home. Have you not heard about me? They think I killed some elderly lady and took her money, but I never even knew the lady and I didn't know she had money. What is this world coming to? They think you killed some old lady and you won't even kill a damn rattlesnake. You chase the damned thing into the woods instead. I got away from an officer, so I am on the run. I am sort of a fugitive. Did you shoot the bastard? Please, don't speak of Dave like that. He is a very honest and kind person. I feel badly about what I had to do to him. He may lose his job over it. I tricked him and lifted his gun. I threw his shells and gun into the forest, and run. I will make it up to him someday after I get those monkeys off my back. It hurt a little, but Alan bursts out in a fit of laughter. When he sobers up he speaks. You are one fantastic kid. I wish I had the guts and spunk you got. You did not hold him at gunpoint. If you were a killer, one more killing would mean nothing to you, and those bastards think you killed a poor old lady. I am beginning to lose all respect for the law. Your future is looking a bit grim, I would say. Do you plan to keep running? I know nothing else to do. I don't have a choice. You need a lot of gear to survive out there in the forest. I don't have much, but you are welcome to all I have. You can have these two guns and all the ammunition I have for them. I have no choice. I need to head for the high country. I will as soon as I can find the gear I need. I am grateful for your hospitality, but I don't want your guns. They will not do. I need a compound bow and some good arrows. It will not be wise to be making that much noise, and ammunition would be a problem too, in the long run. Besides, I am very good with a bow. Hospitality? Who said anything about hospitality, kid? You saved my life. I do see your point of view though. If you are that good with the bow you will be wise to stick with it, but take this handgun, it is a nice 22 cal. Take it just for safety, it has a long barrel, it is almost as good as some rifles. Kyle, let's talk about this later, get me on into the house, fix yourself something to eat, the fridge is full of food. Okay, I could use a little food, it would do you no harm to have a good meal yourself. The first thing Kyle does is replace all of that reeking cloth on Alan's splints, they were just temporary so he could get Alan home. He used clean bed sheets this time, it was a much more professional job. He takes care of all of this in the barn, then he slips Alan into the house on a carpet. Kyle gets Alan in his recliner in the living room. With the instructions of Alan, Kyle finds some clean clothes, Kyle has himself a nice shower, then he fixes a nice meal for the both of them. Kyle, you are a fantastic cook, did you know that? I have cooked a few meals, but let's not talk about me, you need to see a doctor and I should not be seen in public. Is there a friend that could take you to the hospital or a doctor? Yes, I will take care of that, but after I get you safely on your way, I want you to take that 22 cal, take my hunting knife, my pack, and anything you need. There is jerky in my pack, but put a lot more in it, the jerky is up in the cabinet in the kitchen. Okay, I will take what I need. You are right about the gun, I want to travel light for now, I will head south to find what I need, I will stop in and see you on my way back up north. I am grateful for what you are doing for me. I know you are, Kyle. In the end I will get to the Rockies in Colorado, those mountains are calling me, it is heaven on earth up there. Alan's face lights up, kid, you're shooting for the stars, I like your dream, you get your gear together then you drop back here, this leg and arm will soon be healed and I will be by your side. We will put old Jenny in the stock trailer, that burro you saw out there in the pasture, and we will head for the Colorado Rockies. I just ask to roam those Rockies for a month with you, then I will come back home, I will feel that I have did something worthwhile in my life. Kyle's face is glowing bright, he walks over to Alan, he takes Alan's hand and speaks, it's a deal and you will not regret it. It does not feel right to leave you like this, I will get my gear together and stay in the barn, you get a friend to take you to the hospital or doctor, you will soon be home again, I will cook us another nice meal, then I will head out, I will feel much better to know that your arm and leg is okay, after all, I did the best I knew how, but I am not a doctor. You could be, I think you did an expert job. I doubt the doc will do more than put his new fancy cast on it and x-ray it to make sure it is all in place. You are a very considerate kid, you are a sharp one too, that sounds like a great idea. You cook that farewell meal, then I will call Betty, she can come home and see to me, she can be here in 4 hours, I will not tell her about my broken limbs until she gets home, I think that will be best. You can get out of here before Betty gets here, she will not take to my friendship with a fugitive, not even when she knows you saved my life. She has a few tweaked thoughts that I have to deal with, but she is a beauty and I am grateful for her. Alan is not long at the doctor said everything was in place, he put the limbs in casts, and sent him home. It does not take Kyle long to gather up the things he needs, he is soon on his way. Kyle has a canteen full of water now, he took the rest of the biscuits that he had made for Alan and him for their farewell meal, and he took the rest of the ham that he had cooked. Kyle is very grateful for his good fortune, that's what most would call it, but he thinks as the teen phantom thinks, the great creator was mindful of him, not like some that would like to see him dead. Kyle is many days making his way south, it could be a few weeks or more, he doesn't really know, time has little meaning to him now, he is in no rush. Alan's leg and arm needs to heal before they can head for the Rockies anyway, the weather has been great, it is late afternoon and Kyle is thinking about finding a place to set up camp. Kyle tops this ridge and finds himself looking down on a little spread, it is similar to Alan's, it is much smaller and it's deeper into the forest. There is no high place from where to spy on the house. Kyle will have the cover of the forest. Alan's binoculars makes it nice, he is able to keep the house under close watch with them. Kyle finds a nice place to set up camp. From there he has a good view of the house. There is one thing for which Kyle is most grateful: there is no big dog on guard, there is not even a little house poodle. 2 days and nights pass and Kyle has seen no sign of a man of the house, just a lady, and she does not look very happy. Kyle comes very close to leaving. He would look elsewhere for the things he needs. He is feeling sorry for the lady, she may have lost her husband, he may have taken off and left her, some men do that, something is making her look very sad. It is the third day, or it may be the fourth day, Kyle did not know for sure. Early that morning the lady puts some luggage in her SUV and drives away. This is Kyle's chance to check it out and he must make his decision. Kyle makes it to the back door, but he may be wrong, she may have a dog. There is a very large doggy door in the back door and she may have left her dog in there to guard her house. He will knock on the door, it will wake the dog if it is asleep, then in his mind he sees a big dog coming out of that doggy door. Then what would he do? He wasn't up to facing an angry dog, besides he loved dogs, he would not want to hurt it either. Kyle will take his chances and he kneels down to check the door. He slowly pulls the flap up and he finds the sliding door down. He carefully slips Alan's knife under it and the little door came up quite easily. Kyle views in his mind a big dog staring at him. When he looks in, he moves slowly, he peeks inside, there is no sign of a dog that he can see. Kyle slips in, it is just enough to reach up and unlock the door. So well so far. Kyle walks softly through the house. It is nice, the lady is very wealthy but she has nothing he needs. If she had money it would do Kyle no good. He needs camping gear, most of all he needs a compound bow. Kyle drops to his knees at the coffee table, he needs to check the newspaper, he would like to learn a little about his escape. He finds nothing about it in the news. His heart stops for an instant, then it races. There is a dreadful noise behind him. In his mind he views that big dog of hers ready to attack him. He turns quickly and it is only a cuckoo clock, it is a tiny thing but it is loud. He feels foolish but he is grateful it isn't a dog. Kyle is outside again, things are now in place as he had found them. He pulls down the sliding doggy door and continues his search. Kyle finds a little cabin, it is like a guest house. It is in the back of the house, a good way back, it is among some beautiful pine trees. Above the door there is a sign, Ken's Castle. Just below that, another sign, The Hunter's Paradise. The door also has a big doggy door in it as the house door has. Kyle can look in the windows, the blinds do not cover them, but there is no need. He can picture quite well what he will find in a hunter's paradise. His process is the same as before with the house door. He does not bother to look in the room. It is truly a hunter's joy. It's lined with real 3/4-inch knotty pine. It is not just thin paneling, and trophies are on every wall. Not just one compound bow, there are 3 of them. It is hard to decide which one to choose. There is the nicest pack Kyle has ever seen and a sleeping bag that will keep you warm on the North Pole. Ken has the best in all his gear, all of it is very expensive. Kyle will take only what he needs. Completely fitted out, it will be a heavy burden to bear. Kyle makes his selection, then he totes it all out to his hideout. He then goes back into Ken's castle. He must finish with the paperwork. Kyle sits down at Ken's desk. He wants this note to look nice. He goes in search for a pen and a large piece of paper. In his search, he comes across a big roll of $100 bills, but he will not think of taking any, he will take just the gear he needs. The note states that he will pay later for all that he is taking. He lists it all, they will know what he is taking. The note is quite long. When finished, he tells how sorry he is for taking the gear and he will pay them well for the use of it, but it will be later when he can. He states that he needs no money, he will not be taking any of that. Then he asks them to send a copy to the Teen Phantom. He signs it KKK. It was a bit of a task. It is all out in the forest at his hideout now. Kyle will need to build a litter again. He has all of Alan's gear with him too. All of Alan's gear is placed on the litter. He makes this one narrow so he can get it through the forest easier. He finds some small cord that makes it much easier to make the litter. Kyle will get Alan's gear back to him first, then he will head for the high country. On the way Kyle faces a few problems. The worst is a pack of raccoon. They are set on sneaking down and pilfering his gear. They are searching for food, but they love all those trinkets he has. They are worse than a pack of spoiled brats, and Kyle gets little sleep that night.